Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining today. This is the Globals Contest Winners Meetup for the InterSystems developer community. Thank you all for participating. I'm Dean Andrews. I'm the new head of developer relations at InterSystems and very excited to be here. I very much appreciate all your participation in contests like this. This is my very first contest winners meetup that I'm able to attend. I know that normally Yevgeny is the host for all of these. He is online listening today, but he's traveling on vacation. So I'm going to step up temporarily to host this meeting. Again, all of your participation is greatly appreciated. It really helps InterSystems, have your examples make use of our technology, extend our technology, and very personally, as a new person in InterSystems, it helps me learn all of the capabilities and the possibilities of InterSystems technology. So thank you directly from me for that. So the structure of today's meetup is, as usual, we're going to give each of the winners 5 minutes to introduce themselves and their company, and also present the project that was on the winner's stand here for this Globals competition. We had many submissions in this competition, as we always do, and so it was challenging to pick just 3, but we were able to do it. So we'll have each person present. There'll be a little bit of time for questions and comments at the end of each presentation. And then at the very end, I'll make an announcement about our next contest. Does that sound good? All right, so let's start with Muhammad, please. If you could tell us a little about yourself and present your project. Oh, he actually, he might need a little extra time. He mentioned at the very beginning. So let me switch over to Dmitry.
Yep. So hello, everybody. Dmitry Maslennikov. I'm also known as moderator on the developer community. Replies and like open replies there. Demo for project now or later? I think now. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the demo. So, for this contest, it's about globals, and I wanted to develop something useful, which will be possible to use not just only for contests, like proof of concept or so, something like this. I wanted to have useful tool which will use for me for my work, or people will use, and I decided to develop just a globals viewer and in future editor as well to improve some experience with globals itself in web, in form of web, for administrative use to use by administrators for developers. And in most cases, when I'm working with globals, it's like I want to know where is my data, how much is my data in megabytes, how free is my database, and so on. I wanted to merge few features from system management portal in one tool, so just related to data. And so in this case, we have main screen is about like data sources. It could be just a namespace or just database itself. So I don't need to switch between these subjects. I just see all of them for quick access. In most cases, it should be enough. I don't know if a system would have 100 of databases in it. So mostly like a couple of tens database, it's okay to see one screen. And I can quickly dive into this. So like go to namespace and I see all the globals from all database connected to this namespace, or directly to this particular database. And it's very easy to switch between like from top. I have these links and it shows where I am currently. Dive to global and see global. And let's go to some big global like config. It very fast loading, just the first 50 items. And when I scroll down, it in background downloads the next portion of data. So I don't see even how it's loading. So it just endless scroll helps with it. And easy filter. So I just go to subscript and see what data stored in this particular subscript. And with this filter, I can have even more useful way to filter. So go this way and I see only one level or just only current level of data. So I have no data here, values, and so on. So another feature for administrators, it's about the size. So I can just click here on size and it will request server to calculate the size, and I can sort it. And also have size for all globals, so it calculates all globals. Not so much here. Let's a bit more. And I have system switcher, so it will show system globals. Have export, so it says no globals selected. Let's export. So it have Go, XML, and it also can be gzipped. So I have XML, and yeah, I have it. I have also, I wanted to make it supported by like older versions. So it's kind of, I want to make it universal for, so it would be possible to use for some cases on versions of cache, but some latest versions of cache. I want to have installer in XML, so like pre-ZPM versions, very easy installable. So the same way, not working everything yet. Yeah, and also about free space. It's also as a like your database or all databases, and can sort it as well. So I think it's pretty much this. It's also filters. Yeah.
Very nice.
Many things. Yep. I think that's it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much for that demonstration. Very exciting. Let me ask you, for using this tool in your own work, is this something that you would use during the development process, when you're building an application, or is it more for optimization and things of that sort? I'm just wondering how you would yourself kind of make use of this utility.
It can be used both in active development, like just for development, to see the data. I have many features in mind. So at the moment, it's just only simple view of database, but I want to see it as a editor as well. So like this, I would like to edit data. Like in this case, it's this build, so I want to edit it in convenient way, like as a list of values, or if it's some binary data, I want to see how it looks like, or some files stored there, or it's some bit string. So I want to see these bits. So different types of data I want to see. I want to edit them. And yes, for like administrator, sometimes it's like could be an issue to find that why database is very big or growing so fast, and I want to know where the data, where is this size, and I just go here and calculate size and see how big is this particular global, dive deeper, and I'm going to add size calculation on lower levels as well, for not only for top level globals, but for subscript as well. So it will be easier to understand exactly where is this data used, and also like analyze what is this data exactly.
Very good. I was going to ask you about the potential new features or any additional enhancements, but you've answered that very well. Thank you. Great. Any comments from the product managers, InterSystems product managers? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I had a quick question about scalability. How big have you tried this on? And in other words, if I've got a 10 terabyte database, does that size calculation take a long time, or is it pretty quick?
Yeah, actually it uses original methods from InterSystems Iris, so it's like the same speed, but at the same time, application is still working. So it like calculates on the server side, but application itself, it's just plain HTML. So it's still working in the browser. It's a React-based application. So it keeps working while server is calculating.
Okay.
And it also, like if I refresh the page, it keeps the size shown. So it keeps it stored. So it calculated and keeps it stored in the database, so it can be shown next time. And I also want to add additional information about when this size was calculated. So probably it can be used like if I will measure it manually each day, I can see the difference, how it's growing. So
Right.
like for this case.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and I think for like big databases, I'm thinking to add WebSocket support, so it will help to split this even better.
Nice.
Population and working application.
I like the yay, you've seen it all message at the end of the list there. That's funny.
I had
Mohammed,
a quick question, Dmitry. You may have also, or well, did you also see Evgeny Potapov's submission, which was somewhat similar in nature, but well, yours is clearly more feature-rich, which has won you a prize, of course. But did you see anything in what he built that that you might collaborate on or incorporate in what you're building?
Didn't have chance to see. It's quite easy.
No problem. He also has some. He had the great idea of having data move capabilities built into it, so that you could drive data move from
yes,
this interface. But it wasn't finished yet. So
I also thought to add a feature of like copying data, or like visualization of helper for copying data between databases in these tools. I just don't have, like, in my experience, I don't have so much need in this tool. And like I need, if I would need it, I need more control over it. So like, I care so much about how it's moved, and I need to go deeper in this process to understand exactly how it's working. So, as you know, I have articles about internal structure of database, so I know exactly how data stored, and I want to know all details, very, very deep. And like I have system with 100 terabytes of data, and I know how it's a pain how to move terabytes of data between databases, but it's like very long time to move it, and I have to be sure that everything is working fine. And yeah,
of course. And that's why we would be very interested in hearing your feedback when you get a chance to look at it. So, thanks.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much. Mohammed, are you ready to introduce yourself and demo your project?
Yes, hi all. This is Waseem, Mohammed Waseem. I am basically from Pakistan, currently living at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and I am working as a HAS team lead in International Medical Center here. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is my application, IRS Globals GraphDB. This application basically uses Python Flask web framework, and with this PyWis, this is one library from the Python, and it's use native connectivity, IRS native, to communicate with the IRS and get the data from the globals. This application contains 3 data structures. One is the simplest one, and then there is another one. There is one Game of Thrones. There is a character and their network is just demonstrating here. And the last one is creating this database dynamically we have to just enter the number of character or number of the persons, and it will generate the link and a graph as well. So let me move to, so this is a application. Let me run it. So this is the first one. It's just creating this graph. Basically, first time when it's starting, it's creating in the global, it's saving all the nodes and all the edges. Let me go to the globals. So this already it is. So basically, it's save the edges and nodes. Two graphs are saved. This is another one. This is the game which already told. So for here, the nodes, if you go to the view, so these are all the nodes I'm saving. There are 50 nodes. This is dummy data created by the names library of Python. It's just generated 50 names and then creating the edges between them. So these are the edges, just defining the linking of these edges. And so let's, for example, this if I can, this is basically all provided by this library pybase. All these I mean tools are provided by them. We can change these the colors and all these things. Just let me see. It's just as easy. We can just play with all this. Plus, there is some physics there. Is also, we can also see this one. So whenever we are over here, it's just display the linking. For example, this person is linked to all these characters. Let me just go and update one of the node. It will actually show the impact here. I go to the edit. Let's, for example, I'm changing this one, saying enter. Okay. So now when I refresh, so it will appear here. So this is the one because the width is adjusting based on the name. So this is the one global InterSystems Globals. So this is it's linked to all these other persons. So the next, next one is this one, the Game of Thrones. So this is basically, it's showing the network of all the characters used in this game. So more the network, it will show more highlighted here. For example, this character is linked to all these characters. For example, this is the only link to these one. So these are all the neighbors of this one. So these are only one, so it will show only one. This is the smallest one. This is linked to the, for example, so we can just zoom in and zoom out to see the details. Basic. This is the maximum one. So for this, it's if I go to the globals, so it's generated this global graph PB. If I go to the view, so this is basically it's saving the source and target and the weight. So based on this, it's constructing all these graphs. And the third one is the dynamic graph. Currently, there is no global here for this dynamic. So when I create here the graph, it will generate the nodes and edges. Let's suppose I'm creating for 15. So it's just created all the 15 nodes and all their network. If I go to the globals, refresh. So these are the two one. If I go to the view for the edges, so these are the 15 edges it's created and it's linked to all. And then these are the nodes. These are the 15 nodes. Again, it's taking the names Python library to generate these dynamic names. Let me create, for example, let's see, I'm creating here the 50. So generate, and it will create the 50 nodes and link. If I go to the globals, so these are the 50 nodes, and then I'll go to the edges. So these are the edges it's created for 50. So I tried till 100. If it was more than 100, it will not. I mean, we can create as many, but this is the, for example, this is 100. These are 100 nodes, and if I come here for the edges, so it will display these are all the 100 edges are created. So that's it. So basically these are the structures. Let me show you the application. Basically this application, this is a Flask framework I'm using. This is a main application. It's I'm using basically this is a main IRS native connectivity I'm using here. So here I'm connecting to the IRS by this connection. And these are our variables, local variables. And here I'm first time I'm importing this graph based on the CSV file, which is saved here, which is here. These are the files. These are just randomly generated files. And then I'm getting these data, get this one, get edges. I'm just using the native API to get the data and just constructing the elements. And after that, these elements we are passing to the HTML file, which is the index HTML file, which is this one. So then it will basically call another HTML file, which will draw that graph. And that is this one, Python. This is basically here is, this is the main functionality here. They are using this style sheet. This is a style sheet, and then this is a JavaScript file. It's doing all this magic. And then it's just passing this data by JSON. So these are all the nodes and edges passed, getting from the global and just assigning to this library. So these are just some parameters we are passing. So this is how it's using the globals to get the data and display by using this library. Yeah, that's it. So this is all application.
Very cool. It's awesome. Let me ask, what was your inspiration for this project? Is this something that you might use in your own work, or how did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, actually, I was very curious about the globals. It was already, I mean, this was a really good contest to learn the globals. So when I know that there is a contest, so it was in my mind to do something, construct something, make some graph, some database, something, so we can use the globals. So I done my study. So, and then I got this idea to just create one graph for database, get the data and save in the globals and retrieve from the globals. So I study both embedded Python and native Python. In embedded Python, I had some, I couldn't get before, I mean, to retrieve and save. So I found the IS native is the best way to do it. So I used that one. But later I came out that even we can do it from the embedded Python as well. So that's why it was very good to learn at least global. The concept is clear now, because now for the globals.
Very cool. Any questions from the InterSystems team? All right. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Very cool, exciting demo as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
All right, Yuri, our big winner for this contest. Please introduce yourself and show us your project.
Hi guys, my name is Yuri Gomes. I'm system architect at Vision, and I will present a Global Minds app. I will share my screen. So this is my app, Global Mind Map. You can install it using ZPM or using Docker Compose. If you use ZPM, the front end will be a static app inside this port. If you use Docker Compose, it is installed a node server, so the front end will run in this port. So when you install, you see this front end. So this is using Mind Elixir npm package, is open source package, and this package allows you to create mind maps. And each node in this mind map is stored as a global in the Iris backend. When I edit my map, I have some options. I can change the fonts, font size, color, backend. I can add more childs. I can delete, remove, and can export. I can export my mind map as an image, or can export as a markdown. As a markdown. The source code supporting this app is here. We have a front-end source code. Source code is a React app. This React app has a mind map component that interacts with Iris backend. I instantiate the objects with the backend data. I extend to export for PNG, SVG, and Markdown formats. So when the screen appears, I get all the data from globals and render the app. See. So I have operations to delete mind map nodes, save, the component, the nodes has these informations: topic name, internal ID for nodes, style, like style backgrounds, style fonts, and size. So I sent all this information about the nodes and saved in a global. When you see the global data here, reflects the nodes in the Mind Elixir and Mind Global Map app. Style backgrounds, style colors, font size, the name of the nodes. Okay. Well, so when I go to the backend application, I have global minds map service that implements the backend. To store a mind map node, I use the flexibility of the globals. So it's very easy to store the nodes using this flexibility. And I get the mind map by ID is the key for the global. And use the ID, I recover, I get all the properties I need. So I get all the nodes using order. For deletes mind map is very easy using queue, passing ID, and expose these functionalities as REST services. A REST service for its mind map method. Store mind map, delete mind map, get mind map. That when I get all the nodes. I did a use of unit tests. So I created a unit test to get more credits in my backend. So I can test the storage operation, extends unit test case. I can test deletes. I can test the get of the all mind map nodes. Okay. So it is my app.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Great demo. Do you have features or functionality in mind that you would extend this with?
Yes, I pretend to import data in Markdown files to the mind map and save it automatically in globals. And I pretend write some articles to DC using mind map as the graphs to the article.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's clever. Any questions or comments from the InterSystems team? All right. Okay. Thank you guys. Again, the demos were fantastic. Thanks for your work and your participation in this contest. We really appreciate all of these great submissions. All right, so before we go, we always announce the next contest. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time. We are not yet announcing the topic of the contest, but we are announcing that the next contest is our Grand Prix contest for 2022. And what that means, for those of you who've been in the developer community a while, is that this is our biggest contest in terms of prizes for the year. So we're going to announce the topic for the Grand Prix contest next week. And the contest we're estimating will take place it will start in May. But we are announcing that the next one is basically the big one for 2022. So you can get excited for that. Any thoughts or comments here before we wrap it up? All right, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you for your projects. Thank you for participating, and thanks for your demos here today. We appreciate it very much. See you guys again soon. Thank you.